I got that callous.
What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, and welcome back to another Top 6 video. It's been a while, but since the new year, the members of my Discord server, the Ocean, have spoken, and they voted on this to be the topic of our first Top 6 of 2019. If you missed the last list video, you can check it out in the description or in the cards at the top right of your screen. It was on my top 10 Pokemon in all of Draft League, and I highly suggest checking it out. But this video is going to be on the Psychic type Pokemon. Psychic is one of the best types in all of Pokemon. It has very few resistances on offense, and it's weak to only a few types as well. It can check two of the most offensive typings in the game in Fighting and Psychic, which make it a very common type to find on any Draft League team. For this video, we're only going to focus on the bulkiest Psychic types out there because they check so much more than they actually resist. For the rules of this video though, all Pokemon are up for selection unless they are in the Smogon Ubers tier or are Mega Evolutions. Tapu Lele is also banned from this discussion. Also, this video is completely 100% my opinion, so if you disagree with something, that's okay. Just let me know why in the comments below, and feel free to leave your top 6 bulky Psychics down there as well. And finally, at the end of the video, I'll release the results of the poll for my Discord server, which has the thoughts of the community. If you want to have a chance to vote in the poll, all you have to do is join my Discord server. The link's in the description. Anyways, if you're excited for the start of another list video, then smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Here are the top 6 bulky Psychic types in the Draft League format. Number 6, Cresselia. A lot of time when people think of bulky Psychic type Pokemon, Cresselia is the first thing to pop in their mind. It has the most impressive defensive stat distribution of any Pokemon on this list, and it really isn't even that close. It's got 120 HP, 120 defense, and 130 special defense. It's just so damn bulky. It has reliable recovery in Moonlight and can support your team in many different ways. Something like Light Screen and Reflect, as well as Lunar Dance and Trick Room. It's fast enough at base 85 to outrun many Taunters and get off a Toxic or Thunder Wave, which just adds to its bulk. Despite all of this, it lands at number 6 because of its passiveness. Only base 70 and 75 on its attacking stats force it to run Calm Mind to boost its special attack enough to break a sub. And it's also very much so prone to getting status by Toxic, so it really appreciates a good Cleric, something like Sylveon, Florges, or Togekiss. Basically, the reason it's this low is because your opponent will usually have at least one Pokemon that will be able to treat Cresselia as setup fodder, and allow them to just go for game right there. To end off on a positive, I love its coverage options, and my favorite Crest set belongs to my buddy Tails, who ran a Rest, Sleep Talk, Psycho Shift set with a Flame Orb. It was an incredible check to so many different Pokemon, and it was super fun to see in action. Number 5, Slowbro. Slowbro really is one of my favorite Pokemon in all of Draft League. It has amazing coverage, great typing, and awesome stats. It's deserving of making this list many times over. It has reliable recovery and Slack Off, amazing defensive moves in T-Wave, Scald, and Dual Screens. It also gets Trick Room and Disable, which have their uses. On top of the already long list of positives Slowbro has, it also gets Regenerator, which is one of the best abilities, period. Bit of a shameless plug here, but if you're curious about which abilities are the best in all of Draft League, you can check out my top 10 I did with the OP Jelson on the subject over a year ago. It's a little old, but it's still very accurate. Anyways, Slowbro is more susceptible to taunt than Cresselia is, but it doesn't hurt as much. Having the ability to gain health back on the swap is invaluable. Even if you're Toxic, your longevity won't be hugely affected. Unfortunately, as much as I love its typing, adding the Water type to a Psychic type doesn't do anything really. It doesn't add a resist that Psychic was weak to, but it does add a weakness to Electric and Grass, meaning Slowbro now has weaknesses to Volt Switch and U-Turn, which are extremely spammable. It's a really solid mon overall that fits on many different teams and fills many holes for many different rosters as well. Some awesome partners include other regen mons like Tangrowth and Torn T. Each of them share a weakness with Slowbro, but they all work well together regardless. Number 4, Reuniclus. Another Regenerator Pokemon is on the list. Its defenses aren't as impressive as Slowbro or Cresselia, but it's higher on the list for multiple reasons. Firstly, it has a crazy high HP stat at base 110. It has 2 amazing abilities that force your opponent to handle it differently, and it has a better variety of defensive moves in my opinion. I already spoke on Regenerator, but Reuniclus also gets Magic Guard as well, which will negate any damage from entry hazards or from Life Orb, status like Toxic, or even Black Sludge if you happen to have gotten tricked. It's not passive at all because its best stat is its special attack, and it has great coverage on top of it. Having Acid Armor and Calm Mind really improves its defenses, and it also has reliable recovery in Recover. I'm such a huge fan of Reuniclus defensively, but the biggest knock on it as a bulky or defensive Psychic type is that it's run offensively just so often. It was a lot more than just the type it resists, mostly because of the bulk and abilities it possesses, and you better believe that it relies a lot on its ability, so when Let's Go Trubbish and Let's Go Vanillite come out, this mon will not be as good defensively as it is right now. Number 3, Uxie. Uxie is crazy fat, but has a massive negative compared to each of the other 5 mons on this list, that being that it has no reliable recovery. Yeah, the best it gets is Giga Drain or Z Heal Bell, but all that being said, it really doesn't need it that badly. Uxie does its job incredibly well. It sets up hazards and dual screens, it foul plays things, knocks off items, U-turns out, or uses its awesome coverage to stop things from sweeping your team. It's got 130 on both of its defenses, which is the highest combination of defenses by far. But again, it does lack a lot in the HP department, with only base 75. Having Levitate as an ability makes it even fatter than it really is. Just be careful for Mold Breaker Pokemon. Just like Cresselia, Uxie is fast enough to avoid many taunters with its base 95 speed. That gives it a big advantage over other bulky Psychic types. But the biggest reason it's above the previous 3 Pokemon is because Uxie has Stealth Rocks, Heal Bell, and U-Turn. In my opinion, bulky Pokemon with U-Turn or Volt Switch or another move like that are just so much better. And it's usually an amazing tiebreaker when I can't make a decision on which Mon I like more. Uxie is a Pokemon that's just so incredibly annoying to deal with if you don't have a strong Stab, Dark, Ghost, or Bug user. It'll spread status around your entire team and enable other Pokemon to start wearing you down. Number 2, Jirachi. I will make this clear right now. I hate Jirachi. It's a Pokemon that I hate to use and a Pokemon that I hate to go up against even more. So then why is it at number 2 on my list that involves my opinion? Well, I want to be accurate as well, and Jirachi is just such a pain in the ass to deal with. It's a bulky Psychic that can't be toxic, has Wish for Recovery, and can be run defensively, or especially defensively, extremely well. And on top of it, it uses Hacks as a win con. Iron-Headed not flinching is actually considered you being haxed, thanks to Serene Grace. It's got incredible coverage on both sides. It has dual screens, Thunder Wave, U-Turn, defensive stab boosting moves in Iron Defense, Calm Mind, and Cosmic Power. Its abundance of defensive sets and the ability to support your team really make Jirachi a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end. It's an amazing Wish Passer, which many teams appreciate as well. I am just sick and tired of this Pokemon flinching me. For some honorable mentions, we are going to start off with Bronzong. Bronzong is a great Mon here, but suffers from not having reliable recovery, and it is quite passive. Mesprit, on the other hand, is a great bulky budget Psychic type that can do tons of awesome things too. Necrozma is very fat and has a great ability, as well as some awesome moves, but they all fall short of making my top 6. Number 1, Mew. Are you really surprised that Mew is number 1? It's insanely fat with base 100 stats all around, has all the coverage in the game, can be defensive on both sides, has hazards, defog, momentum, taunt, ways to phase your opponent out, and offense to make him think twice about setting up on you. Mew does it all on defense. I've spoken enough times on Mew and you all know how good it can be. Mew is at its best when it's not always forced to be defensive, so make sure to draft accordingly or you'll find that this Mon really will underwhelm you. If you have any complaints with Mew being number 1 on my list, let me know why in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond. Anyways, that's my list, and I feel like it's a really strong list and I really wouldn't replace any of these Pokemon with any other. But now we'll move on to what the community thought. So on your screen you see that we polled 43 people, which is a super accurate representation of what the entire Pokemon playing population thinks. The leading vote getters here were Mew first with 34 votes, Reuniclus with 29, Necrozma with 27, Cresselia with 25, Uxie with 22, Jirachi with 21, and in 7th place was Slowbro with 20. So it's very similar to my list, but I was actually pretty surprised that Mesprit only ended up getting 3 votes. But, oh well. Anyways, that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. I make tons of Pokemon related content and I'm sure you'll love it. I also love to hear what your top 6 bulky Psychic types are in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the description for all the info you could ever need. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.